Hi everyone, in this video we are making a hummus salad illustration. This will be the 8th painting in the food illustration series in which I'll make different food-related paintings in alphabetic order. So let's get started. For the first layer of hummus, I'm applying clean water on that section. And then doing a very dilute wash with raw umber. It's completely fine if you paint over some of the olives and tomatoes, as this is a very light wash, and overall this section is going to be the lightest part of this painting. In the end, I felt that the hummus was a bit too plain, so I added some splatters to it to give it some texture. But if I make this illustration again, I'll add the splatters while the paint is still a little bit damp. Now for the initial layer of cucumbers, mix lemon yellow with sap green. And for the first layer of tomatoes, I'll use cadmium yellow pale. Initially, I was going to add some other ingredients here, but later I decided to paint hummus in this middle section as well. And for these olives, I've mixed purple lake, phthalo blue, and little bit burnt umber. While painting these, leave a few highlights on them. Avoid using very dilute paint here, as we don't want the color to be too light. And try to maintain a medium value, since we'll darken it with the next layers. And for the ones that are sliced in half, I'm keeping the middle and outermost sections darker. As the light source is towards the top left, I'm keeping everything lighter in that part of the painting. Now add more sap green in the mixture we used to make the cucumbers, and do another layer on them, while leaving few spots unpainted in the middle to represent seeds. You don't need to be perfect. Just loosely paint around the areas to give an impression that seeds are present in the center of each slice. For the second layer of tomatoes, mix alizarin crimson with cadmium red and paint the outer skin. Then take a little bit lighter value of same color to paint the inner section, leaving some areas to suggest the seeds. Again, I'm suggesting the presence of seeds, rather than aiming for a realistic depiction.
Spot.
Now for the cucumber skin, I'll mix sap green with a little bit of viridian green. Now with the concentrated version of the olive color, add some dark areas. And while doing this layer here, I'm leaving some of the area lighter so that it feels like it's submerged in the oil. Now mix raw umber with burnt umber and little bit of Payne's gray, and make these shadowy sections in hummus. Then darken it from one side to add more depth. Add more shadows on hummus, and for some of them only paint the outline. And later we'll fill these outlines with olive oil. And now for the olive oil, make a dilute mixture of raw umber, lemon yellow, and sap green, and apply it here. Because we preserved those lighter portions of the olives when painting the darker values. This oil layer will now enhance that depth. I've added some splatters on hummus with a red color, and now I'm adding few more shadows. Now I'll mix ultramarine blue and Payne's gray to make rest of the shadows. And here I'm adding shadows inside the plate. Now I'm adding a few highlights with a white gel pen. You can also use white paint if you like. Unfortunately, I don't have video recording of this next section, but I made a few changes to the painting. For example, added splatters on hummus with raw umber to add some texture to it, made cast shadow of the plate, then added a highlight around its edge, then also made outline on the entire rim with glitter pens. And while making this outline, I made a mistake. Let me know in the comments section if you can spot it. If you enjoyed this video, you might also like the other tutorials in the food illustration series, so be sure to watch them. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.